Your Excellencies, Your Honors, ladies and gentlemen, can you hear me? Everything okay? Ah. Okay. A little louder. I'll try to speak a little louder. I think it will help everyone here today. Thank you very much. So, Your Excellencies, Your Honors, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. Sorry for the slight delay that we have encountered this morning, but allow me to welcome you all to the first high-end Congress of Economic Diplomacy organized here today by the International Union of Bilateral Chambers of Commerce and Industry, alongside the International Union of Bilateral Chambers of Commerce and Industry of the United Arab Emirates. We celebrate here today the launch of the new branch of the International Union of Bilateral Chambers of Commerce and Industry, the branch here opened here in the United Arab Emirates. I hope you will allow me to call hereinafter the International Union of Bilateral Chambers of Commerce and Industry, IUBCCI. Yeah? Thank you. So IUBCCI was founded in 2012, and it established a new global organization that brings together, under the same umbrella, the bilateral chambers of commerce of the world, their unions, federations, and joint business councils. Now, the stated purpose of this launch was, and here allow me to quote, to foster the development of business diplomacy concepts, to defend the interests of all bilateral chambers of commerce and industry, and to promote the understanding of different mentalities and environments of business all over the world. Now, the idea that stood at the founding of the IUBCCI was not only embraced but also welcomed by all the members that are now in the IUBCCI. Now, today, IUBCCI is the world's largest non-profit organization of binational or bilateral chambers of commerce and industry, and all of their unions, federations, or joint business councils dedicated to fostering the promotion of bilateral trade and commerce and the exchange of culture and humanity through means of economic diplomacy. The IUBCCI aims to connect closely with the diplomatic community and to facilitate collaboration between their countries and the United Arab Emirates, public and private sector leaders, to further a common economic interest and to cooperate on solutions for the global economy and security. The IUBCCI United Arab Emirates is dedicated to supporting the creation of a global economic harmony, helping small and medium-sized enterprises to raise their products and services and to empathize the important role that they play in the world economy. For several years now, the IUBCCI has established partnerships and programs with diplomatic corps from different countries, as well as other NGOs that range from global economic diplomacy forums to timely discussions on international trade agreements, advancing economic stability through religious freedom and human rights, and other actual pressing issues across the globe. Today, the IUBCCI is present in 47 countries, collaborating with 50 bilateral chambers of commerce and summing 19 international partnerships. Although the organization doesn't provide membership for private or public companies, it does, however, work closely together with them in order to provide opportunities as well as a safe business environment. The goal of our Congress here today is to establish dialogue between countries all over the world, and that is why the world itself is here present today. Countries from 4 continents of the world are now represented here today, and allow me to welcome you all here to our Congress. Today, the economic world has to face new and very different challenges. First of all, we are talking more about a multipolar economic world, and we include here United States, European Union, Russian Federation, China, India, Brazil. Besides this, we are also knowing some other very powerful economical centers, such as the Gulf region, Japan, and Pacific nations. 1 year ago, the world economy had to face a unique and very special situation, which was a complete shutdown. Different economical industries, starting from tourism and horeca to air travel, had to go in a few weeks from a normal rate of growth and activity down to zero. The situation lasted for several months. Governments all over the world had to take enormous debts, trying to support technical unemployment, and companies that had to shut down production units, that had to shut down offices and logistic facilities. Schools and universities were forced into a direct digital economy, and thus even more developed countries had a problem keeping up with the high standards of the education that they were used to. Right now, with very few exceptions, the economic growth is back in place almost everywhere within the world. In my country, which is Romania, we have announced in the second quarter of the highest economic growth within the European Union, which was a growth of 13.6%. One must also see that this economic growth has also come with different phases. One of these phases is the increased inflation, which raises right now in Romania at more than 7%. Other very highly developed nations within the world, such as the United States, have also announced an inflation rate of 5%. In the meantime, if we look from a different perspective, the world has to tackle other very important changes, such as climate changes. The EU has a very ambitious plan to reduce its carbon footprint in the next decade and render the European Union carbon neutral by 2050. This has made several changes within how we understand the world today. And this has also come with several sacrifices that we must make, among others, an increased cost of energy and thereafter, generally, an increase in the cost of living. Some other countries all over the world have fought for solutions to reduce the carbon footprint. As one of the consequences, the automobile industry has reached incredible technological development in what concerns hybrid and full electrical vehicles. Practically, in a few years, the production of engines using carbon fuels or oil will stop on behalf of full electric or hydrogen cars. That means that a lot of industries that have high turnovers issued from the exploitation of some natural resources will have to shift to other more renewable resources like wind, solar, sea, or power plants. What will undoubtedly create enormous new opportunities is this new change that will come alongside the renewable energy, like it did in the IT sector, which completely changed our world. Artificial intelligence, or IA, is expected to give a new boost to human civilization. However, this new opportunity comes with a different way of life for all of us, incredible prosperity, as well as new threats to mankind that we must adapt to. If we look again in other areas, we might see that there is a new race in order to reconquer space. This race has already started. We have the US, we have Russia, we have China that have the ambition to have their own moon bases in the next decade. The examples that the world must tackle on right now are countless, and I can list a lot more. But what we are trying to add here today in this first edition of the High-End Congress of Diplomatic Economy is that we are trying to add some contribution to this. We are trying to find and develop new ideas and answer some very important questions, alongside the fact that this constitutes an immense opportunity for all of us for networking. What we would like to do is find answers to some of the following questions, which are very pressing. Are we in the process of changing the economic world order today? What will be the configuration of such a new world order? And what will its fundamental values be? What will be the balance between the new economic world order and the economic security? What will be the face of this new world order? And what will be the economic perspective of it? And finally, which will be the paradigm of this new economic world? Your Excellencies, Your Honors, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. We are officially opening this session, that is this very important World Economic Forum here in Dubai. I hereby invite Ms. Cristina Ciobanu, Chairman of the IUBCCI United Arab Emirates branch, in order to address you some first thoughts. She is our host for today, and I hope you will help me welcoming her.
Of Commerce, diplomats.
I think we have a little bit of technical difficulties right now. I think we can sort it out.
Yeah, thank you. Co to daj, żeby to jeszcze tak. As the chair of the organization, I will say a few words about it. The UBCCI United Arab Emirates is an international organization that was created to build a unified organization of all these entities to promote a common economic interest worldwide and to develop the opportunities offered by the global economy. We, as a non-profit organization, intend to create a safe environment for a unique networking framework for the business people who wants to expand their business internationally and will facilitate connection to help small and medium-sized companies promote themselves, service and products across borders, and to stress the important role that each company plays in the global economy. Our three main ambitions within the United Arab Emirates are focused on creating a secure business environment for all participation to the market, stimulate international trade and diplomatic engagement. To put together our goal, we do more than provide information on opportunities for networking. We work on the solution, main focus behind working with companies to obtain added confidence in their business practices and providing a platform for the peer-to-peer leadership exchange. In accordance with international trade, at a large scale, we try to facilitate commerce around the world by integrating targeted reforms into global value chain and help drafting international trade agreements. In regards to diplomatic engagement, we try our best to bring together all the necessary actors that will bring together the global economies, ambassador governments of respective countries and the private sector, as much to organize work meetings and the Congress all over the world in order to help create and maintain a direct line between said actors. In conclusion, our organization works for you, the ambassador, the public and private sector, in order to build bridges and means, things in a diplomatic manner, in order to help global economy. I hope that today will be a productive day and I wish you good luck on today's development. I remain at your disposal for any question you might have, even after this and the Congress. And now I declare the Congress is open, and please welcome to stage the chairman of IUBCCI Worldwide Headquarters, Mr. Nasti Vladoiu.
Thank you very much, Cristina. It's a Meoritical custom. It's from the country where I come. That means don't drop with some stones. Usually in the respect of the woman, this. Good morning, distinguished guest and participant. We are here and I can recognize that it's my guilty to be here today, but since 2012 was starting with this little thought, and because of this we are here today, and I think starting from now, yearly, we will have the possibility to develop such kind of events. Allow me to express my pleasure and honor to be together today, and also to welcome the presence of the authorities of United Arab Emirates, especially to the representative of the Royal Private Office of His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Faisal Al Qasimi, and we have here the chairman of this private office. We are talking about our very good friends, let's say, starting from today, Thomas Zalensky, which is the most and the main guest for us for today. We have also here Mr. Maru Patel. Maru Patel is a good friend of mine. Hi, Maru, and thank you very much for being here. He's a public speaker and a very good specialist in some kind of technology, agriculture, and a lot of kinds. The last but not least, we have also Salwa Abdulaziz Zein, is the COO at the private office of His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Faisal Al Qasimi. Thank you very much, Salwa, to be here. Let's say, allow me to express my pleasure and honor to be together today, and also to welcome to Your Excellencies, ambassadors of foreign countries to the United Arab Emirates, politicians of different states, and distinguished representatives of the international business environment. I will tell you something because I don't want to repeat what also Christina said a little bit, and our moderator here. Given the major changes in the society worldwide in recent years, such as the exponential increase of mobile communications and the number of internet users, the contribution of the ICT sector, the economic growth and job creation, reconfiguring work system in companies and in business in general in order to benefit more efficiently from the new technologies, the accelerated development of e-commerce, and last but not least, the financial and the health crisis, the world transitioned from the industrial to the post-industrial era and created the portrait of the new economy. The concept of the new economy emerged in the context of the development of the information society, was born from the need for permanent cooperation between the economic and commercial diplomats of different countries at the highest level who are able to react to current challenges and shifts of global economic activities. The new economy is distinguished by enhanced incorporation of knowledge into the new products and services, and by increasing the importance of learning and innovation. The art of diplomacy and negotiation is a must, however, is no longer a sufficient skill for the modern economic and commercial diplomat who needs to work in the new economy as a true integrator of variables. Over the past decade, it has been recognized that while states, through their governments and supranational organizations, are key players in shaping public policies on foreign and international trade and attracting foreign investment, some non-state actors from the private sector have managed to enter this negotiation table. This greatly influenced the decision-making process, which had to take into consideration the business environment and the benefits brought to business worldwide. Those because the national economic interest plays a key role in the country's foreign policy, the economic diplomacy has taken the lead in accredited diplomatic mission as an activity of great importance. For these reasons, the diplomatic activity had to be gradually expanded beyond what traditional embassies and consulates through diplomatic agencies traditionally do for better dissemination of information from the perspective of a stable global economy and the urgent need to allocate as many resources as possible for the promotion of trade and commercial activities between states. Working for over 2 decades as a UN diplomat, Giandomenico Pico stressed that diplomacy, one of the last monopolies of the government, is now accessible to and performed by non-governmental organizations as well as individuals who have one main characteristic: credibility. This point, nowadays, non-governmental actors such as the bilateral Chamber of Commerce and Joint Business Council or commercial diplomacy chambers are carrying out activities that include the use of diplomacy. Therefore, economic diplomacy is no longer just the exclusive mastery of diplomatic missions, but also that of entities with similar activities such as, for example, Chamber of Commerce or specialized national agency in this modern society. The explanation is quite obvious because the activity of economic diplomacy entails the involvement of various specialists from different fields of work who are the forefront of developing and preparing what later economic diplomats showcase to their governments. The bilateral chambers of commerce have become case players in the development of commercial diplomacy through non-governmental actors, having various roles in the national and international decision-making process from an economic and commercial perspective. They are seen as important independent actors, acting worldwide and engaging in international economic cooperation so as to achieve good governance, realized without harming the interest of entrepreneurs and the business environment. In carrying out their mission to promote, defend, and support the economic interest of business communities, they engage in economic diplomacy activities designed to help create a secure and prosperous business climate in order to achieve a global economic harmony. In this goal, they work directly with governments, embassies, other representatives of diplomatic states, as well as other non-governmental organizations. Bilateral chambers of commerce provide states with a real partner, and their international presence creates the essence of trust needed for mutual investment and the growth of the world economy. While not enjoying the status of diplomats as provided for in the Vienna Convention, the representatives of the bilateral chambers of commerce use in their activities diplomatic ways to accomplish trade missions, especially economic diplomacy. But the bilateral chambers of commerce not only create links between the countries for which they were formed, but if they are part of associative organizations such as IUBCCI, they create the foundation of the mastermind of economic diplomacy. We can all agree that achieving a prosperous global economy and establishing closer economic relations between states are important issues on the international policy agenda of any state. But what creates greater interconnectivity and a strong global economy is sustained investment growth and the fast trade integration of the emerging market and developing countries. Founded in 2012, as I said, and officially registered as a legal entity in the United States in 2014, the International Union of Bilateral Chambers of Commerce and Industry is an international non-governmental and non-profit organization, as you already heard it, formed as the umbrella of all bilateral chambers of commerce around the world and all their unions, federations, and business associations, dedicated to foster to promotion of bilateral trade and commerce through bilateral economic diplomacy. In this year, in 2021, we changed our vision and we moved, ladies and gentlemen, and we established the worldwide headquarters in Europe, in Romania. UBCCI was created out of the desire to have a unified entity of all these organizations and to provide a form of support for the international business environment, open to cooperation and collaboration in business. The major goal is to promote a common economic interest worldwide and to develop the opportunities offered by global economy with the ultimate goal of achieving the much desired global economy harmony. Nowadays we are experiencing an interesting change in the world order that is intended to be much more balanced in terms of interest, and last but not least, much more stable and democratic. This implies fierce competition, and we are currently witnessing its realization through implementation of so-called Indo-Pacific strategies initiated by the United States through AUKUS, which means the defense partnership concluded between Australia, the United Kingdom and the United States, through which Australia has the right to purchase nuclear-powered submarines from the other two partner countries, and the Quad Group, consisting of Australia, India, Japan, and United States, that were born in this year. The partner states of these bodies and organizations support the need for involvement in the Indo-Pacific region to ensure a free and open climate, in contrast to other hegemonic claims in the region. Today we are witnessing a global migration of the center of life development from Euro-Atlantic region to the Asia-Pacific region. And the United Arab Emirates is an important pillar in this transition to global multipolarity. All of the above creates the premises to and for a paradigm shift in the existing international organizational formats in the Asia-Pacific region existent under the Association of Southeast Asia Nations. But from the perspective of our organization, we are rather interested in the process of configuration and implementation of the concept of new economy. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, we are going through an interesting period with challenges and unknowns, but we must keep confident that every year is a step in achieving the important plans and objectives of the international business community. The attitude required for the future must be materialized in long-term initiatives in the proposal of courageous plans with appropriate objectives. The goal consists in identifying with the best, in sharing in return for the future generations, the fact that through perseverance, knowledge and innovation, anything is possible. To conclude, as a chairman of IUBCCI, I'm honored to be part of this initiative that wants to leave something to future generation and pave the way for global economic harmony. I want to congratulate the host of today's event, Ms. Cristina Ciobanu, to whom I wish much success in the role of President of IUBCCI UAE, considering that today we celebrate also the official opening of IUBCCI UAE, as you know. And now allow me to officially declare the open works of the 2021 Congress of IUBCCI and to assure you of my highest appreciation, my unconditional support, and to wish you prosperous business and special achievements, both professionally and personally. Thank you very much.
So, thank you very much, Chairman Vldoju, for this amazing incursion in what we call the global economy today. With your permission, I would like to invite His Excellency, Mr. Thomas Zelensky, Chairman of the Royal Family, His Honor Sheikh Ahmed bin Faisal Al Qasimi. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Sheikh Ahmed bin Faisal Al Qasimi, I wish everybody success this conference. And depends of us how we this world looks like, how the economy looks like. I believe we will win. We will win from the better tomorrow, from the future. Most welcome our country. This country gives us a lot of possibility, like we see last 2, 3, 4 months, and also more we need to look back. This country is from all nationality. I would like to say thank you from this conference. One more time, I wish success. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for these encouraging words. Next, I would like to welcome Her Excellency Salwa Abdul Aziz Zain, CEO at the private office of His Honor Sheikh Ahmed bin Faisal Al Qasimi. If you would please join me here. Thank you.
Good morning. I hope everyone can hear me. Your Royal Highnesses, Your Excellencies, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed, allow me to thank the wonderful team that put this great event together, and of course our host, IUBCCI. I am happy to be standing here before you and welcoming each and every one of you to the UAE. As we say in Arabic, ahlan wa sahlan, which means welcome. I am happy to be standing here to welcome you to our country. Welcome to your second home, and we hope that you will join the over 120 different nationalities that call this great nation of ours home. As you know, everything starts with a dream to start a new venture, a new product, or in this case, a new country. 50 years ago, the landscape of this city we are in today was very different, and if one who lived in that era were to be transported into the future that is today, they would not believe they are in the same spot. This is what visionary leadership can achieve. The fruits of vision of our leaders is what we are consuming today. Just like our leaders have shown us vision and leadership we can be proud of, so we must also strive to follow their footsteps and show that the vision not lives on, but that this is getting stronger and better with each generation. It is in this vision that has allowed us to meet today in this great hall and share ideas and share our visions. Ladies and gentlemen, if there was something I was passionate about, it is business and poverty reduction. The world today is fractured into economic blocks, political blocks, and other yet defined blocks. These blocks are hindered the dream of mankind coming together and fulfilling their true potential. We have the haves and the have-nots. There are plenty of policies adopted across the world under the auspices of world organizations and the UN, for instance, and this includes the reduction of poverty and improving the lives of people around the world. These lofty ideas, though wonderful, are also being hindered by the blockages that exist. The solution, in my view, and of course our Royal Office's view, I'm sorry, I'm literally blank now. The solution, in my view, is in this room. Look around you, we have managed to bring together the one group of organizations that can speak for business around the world and whose members account for the overwhelming members of jobs created and maintained around the world. If there was a medium that could help poverty reduction, it's here in this room. Provided all these organizations work together around the world with a clear vision and shared values, the impossible can be possible. I commend the organizers of this event and thank all of you for attending. I am beginning to think the UN has finally met its match. Only without the politicians. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to our great country, and we hope that this event and others similar to this can help transform our planet for the better and create sustainable business environments that help reduce poverty whilst maintaining viable businesses around the world. And if I just may just talk one point about our Royal Office and what we actually do in the UAE. One of our main focuses is really to promote the leaders without borders. Everyone wants to make friends, and for us, our focus is to have as many friends as possible around the globe. Be it that we work directly with the governments, in all the key projects that need development. We really focus on these points because sometimes, in business and of course, when countries are making alliances with each other, it's important to focus on the key points that each country can benefit from each other. Now, whether we give financing, the the philanthropy side is also very important for us, where we look at the key issues within countries that, of course, we live in one globe. And I think those small things is what brings, you know, nations and countries and continents together. And I would just like to say that we are honored, of course, His Excellency Thomas Zaleski, the chairman, our Royal Highness, Sheikh Ahmed bin Faisal Al Qasimi, who also wish to be here today, but hopefully we will have many more of these meetings, and we also invite you to our royal office, of course, through our hopefully new partners in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Royal Highness. Thank you very much, Your Excellencies, for your participation and for the very kind words that you have given us. It is amazing to know that we have your full support in what we endow here today. So thank you again. Do you wish to take the word, sir? So let me, please join me in inviting Mr. Patel to... Maru. Yeah? Join me in inviting him here today, here on the stage.
Can you hear me at the back? Yeah. Fantastic. So on behalf of the office, thank you Thomas, thank you Salva for coming here. I'm a board member at the office. I'd like to welcome you again. I feel like I'm the anchor between Romania and Dubai. I've lived there 30 years.
Excuse me, sir. Can I please ask you to speak in the microphone? Yes, we have a live transmission here today.
Wow,
we are live on Facebook, on several TV channels.
Oh my
and
God.
if you don't use the microphone, unfortunately, the viewers at home...
I get you. I hate being cooked up behind this, but there you go. So on behalf of the office, welcome you. I feel like I'm the anchor between Romania and Dubai. That's why I know Nasty for 15 years or so, and I've spoken at a number of his events based on technology and how bilateral partnerships, and Salva touched on it. It's not only about government to government things, it's when, you know, the tire hits the road, which is people in this room try and make deals without thinking the government might do something one day or the other. We try and do that. So today, for those of you who hang around, on behalf of the office, I've been a visionary from Sun Microsystems, Siemens, 30 odd years in investments as well. I'm going to cover a lot of the impact of technology and how COVID times has changed business. And I'm also going to touch on how we can work together as a group to help some of these bilateral agreements happening, and also stop you from making sure the champagne is not warm. So just before the champagne, hang around, and we're going to go through some serious solutions about technology. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, thank you, Mr. Patel. While speaking about technology, maybe you can help us with our technical issues, and maybe I can give you a headphone, a headpiece, and as such you won't need the microphone anymore. So we can do that. Just tell me in the break, we can fix that up. Thank you so much. So next off, I would really like to invite to the stage Mr. Marek Picko, Chief Economist, Department of Economic Diplomacy, Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Czech Republic. If he would please welcome, and please join me on the stage.
Thank you very much. Just one technical thing. Can I put on the presentation, please?
Of course. I think someone from the technical team can help us. We have the laptop just over there. Okay. So this is why we need to meet, I think. This is why we need to meet, I gather, so we can develop new technologies as to actually have this projected from our phones or from without needing cables. This is why we need to invest in technology. I think this is the best example. Everything working?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. And the drive is... No. He's not there. No.
It will be working shortly. Yeah, very true. No. Can for the participants in here present with us?
Yeah, perfect. So can you hear me? Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning, Your Excellencies. Thank you very much for inviting us to this economic diplomacy forum. And today I'll be speaking very briefly about the Czech Republic and about the country profile and some of the investment opportunities. I would like to start with some quick facts about the Czech Republic. So we have a lot of common with United Arab Emirates, such as the population size, and also, as you can see on the map, we are in the middle of the Europe. So we serve also as a hub, as a connecting hub, as a service, as an industrial and logistic hub for the Europe. So this is some of the things that we have in common. You can see that Czech Republic is basically serving the developed part of the Europe, such as Germany, on the west side, and on the east side we are serving countries such as Poland, Slovakia, or others. So we are serving as a hub for the Europe. We are in the heart, in the middle, and we are kind of industrial and logistic hub. Some basic information: our GDP per person is more than 40,000. So. Just to give you a brief example, it's on the level of Israel or Korea. Very important information is that Czech Republic will be a capital of Europe in 2022. Will be the presidency country of the European Union. So there will be a lot of happening in Czech Republic next year. As I have said, Czech Republic is located in the heart of Europe, and as you can see from this map, we are very accessible from most of the European destinations. Czech Republic is accessible by in less than 2 hours, and that gives us a lot of advantage, especially in business. Regarding the life, some numbers. We are one of the safest countries in the world. The quality of life is measured in various indexes, and one of the reasons is that we have a very high quality of healthcare. I would say that we are one of the highest. We are one of the countries with highest quality of the healthcare in the world, thanks to our robust healthcare system, technologies, and also, as some of you know, the spa and rehabilitation treatment is a large part of our health. Regarding these numbers, I would like to highlight also that Prague was voted as Prague, our capital, was voted as the most beautiful city in the world in 2021. So if you haven't visited Prague yet, I would very recommend it. Regarding our economy, Czech Republic is a developed country with a market economy. The Czech economy showed that it's very resilient, especially of course regarding the COVID situation, but also even before, because Czech Republic was really connected, or it is still very connected to the German economy. But we showed that we can be now resilient through our large-scale economy and our connection to the world. And I'll speak more about the export of Czech Republic later. Some of the numbers that I would like to highlight is the top 30 placement in the competitiveness index, also in the economic freedom index, and also within the ease of doing business. We are among top 40 countries in the world. As I have said, we are open-oriented economy, and the main factor of growth of Czech economy is export. is trade. It accounts to 80% of GDP. And we have very strong business connection, especially with Germany, where more than 30% of Czech trade is coming. Looking at the macroeconomic side of our economy, I would like to state that we are very stable, and also some of the indexes such as WE Global Competitiveness Index shows that we are very macroeconomically stabilized. We have one of the lowest public debt in the European Union, as you can see on this chart. Of course, the pandemic will rise the number a little bit, but we are still in very positive, let's say, part of the world regarding the public debt. If we look at the numbers, at the GDP numbers, of course, we have seen a decrease in 2020, as most countries in the world, but we are expecting a very quick rebound of Czech economy. You can see that the growth will be average growth in the following years will be very stable, around 4.5% in average in following years. We have the economy hit us a lot, but we were still a country within the European Union with one of the smallest decrease in gross domestic product in 2020. As I have already mentioned, we are part of the European Union, and though we have a really strong connection to the European Union, and as an pro-exporting country, we have to really keep that in mind. And also the numbers show that that connection, that 79% of all exports are coming to the EU, and it's the EU 27, and if we count also the United Kingdom, that left the European Union, it was even 83 or 84% of our exports coming there. So this is regarding the economy. If you look at the investment climate, I have already mentioned that, but the central location of the Czech Republic is really a key element. We are serving as a transport corridor. We are serving as a gateway for global players, and though we are also members of various international organizations such as NATO or OECD. We have a very safe investment environment, and together with the Czech national currency, we don't have euro yet, as some of the or majority of the European countries. We are attracting a lot of ADI, and also the stability of our currency helps this a lot. If you look at some of the detailed numbers, you can see the investment ranking here. Moody's, Fitch, and S&P. It's really high, and it's very positive for us, and we can thank to these ratings due to three key elements, and this is legal, banking, and political stability. Though we are hosting, as you can see on this slide, we are hosting so many foreign companies. It's more than 100,000, and some of the key players are for example, Barclays, Honeywell, Amazon, ExxonMobil, GE, Oracle, Toyota, and many more. If you look at the investment in Czech Republic by sectors, you can see that the largest part is covered by financial intermediation, also hotels, restaurants, manufacturing, and real estate, but also a large part of the FDI inflow comes to the scientific and technical activities. That is really important for us, and that's how we want our economy to be shaping in the world. Speaking about the Czech economy, it's really difficult to say to show you like the real focus, because if we look at the structure, if we look at their products, the Czech economy is really wide and complex. So we are making we can produce, we are making airplanes, we can make airplane engine. At the same time, we are world leaders, for example, in antivirus. So we are really wide. The Czech economy and Czech industry is really wide. We are really connected to various sectors, such as you can see, 3D printing, security, IT, ICT, or aeronautics. So the Czech economy is really wide. To show you or to explain my argument that it is wide, I would also like to show you the economic complexity rankings, where Czech Republic stands on the 6th place in the world, from all the world. So this is how the Czech economy or variety of its products is really high. We are also quite well ranked in regarding to rising companies. So if we look at the Deloitte Technology Fast 50th Century Europe Index, they are showing like I have two charts here of top 10 ranked companies. One of them is Deloitte Fast 50, and the second one is Rising Stars. And you can see that Czech companies are really ranking well. For example, the Dodo company, it's a company providing services, transportation, or Ulov Domov, it's a company focusing on real estate. From the Rising Stars, you can see that even there are 7 from top 10 companies from Czech Republic. So this is this is something about the perspective of the Czech companies. As I have said, the Czech economy is really wide, it's really complex, but in this presentation I would like to focus on 3 sectors. The first is ICT. I will not go very deep with it. We can speak about it later because I have some time limit, as I have heard. But if we look at the ICT sector, we already have quite a strong inflow of high value added projects in Czech Republic. Though we have successful investors such as Microsoft, IBM, or Oracle in Czech Republic. And one of the interesting and important information is also that we serve as an e-commerce center for the Czech for the Europe. We have one of the highest number of e-commerce e-shops per person, and the market is really developing very fast in the Czech Republic. Also, we have expertise in blockchain. We had the first Bitcoin cafe in the world, so we are also looking at these technologies. And last but not least, we have a globally known Czech companies such as Avast, Good Data, or Ysoft. Avast is a company providing antivirus. Looking at the second sector that I would like to highlight today, healthcare. It's also a very important sector for us. As I have said, we have we have very good quality of life in Czech Republic, and it's also thanks to the healthcare. We have one of the best healthcares in the world and in the European Union. We have it has a long tradition, and because of that, we are world leaders in, for example, in nanotechnology, pediatrics, or burn centers. We are not only providing like the parts of the hospitals, but what is specific for Czech Republic is that we can provide the whole hospital. You can see the 3D model of Czech hospitals, and we already have a few in Africa or in Laos. Last but not least, we are world leaders in spa and rehabilitation treatment. And there is a news that is already public, but that the company from United Arab Emirates just purchased a Czech spa complex. So we are very happy for that, and we hope that this cooperation can be somehow help our relations in this sector in the future. security is the third sector that I would like to highlight. I mean security in general, not just defense, but we also have a long history in this sector. We have high quality products and very strong innovation potential. When I'm speaking about security or the defense sector, I'm not speaking about guns and airplanes, but we have also surveillance systems like light combat aircrafts, military jet trainer aircrafts, and many more. You can see on this chart the sectoral structure of Czech defense industry. And what I would like to highlight on this slide is that 2/3 of Czech defense companies are mostly medium-sized companies, and they are also privately owned. So this is also opportunity for the cooperation. As I have touched, we are producing airplanes. You can see one of them, L39NG, on the slide. It was already presented at the IDEX 2021 conference fair in Dubai. And if you are interested in this sector, I would like to invite you to the air show that will be held in November in Dubai, where you can also see some of the Czech techniques in this sector. There'll be participation of them. We are also one of the 7 countries in the world that develops aircraft engines. They are of course compatible with the NATO norms. And last information about the securities that I would like to mention. I said that it's security like large scale of security. So we are also speaking about the space here. Czech Republic is a base for the EU agency for the space program, and though we are working also with the space technologies. What is the idea of this? That we are trying to transfer the technology that is in space to the ground, to make it work for normal lives. And we already have some companies, some startups that are quite popular in this. They transferred, for example, some technologies to make a ultralight bike that is used on by the sport people on the highest level. So we have some achievements of this. Speaking about these technologies, I would like to invite you to visit our Czech pavilion at the expo. Our pavilion is a little bit different. We are mostly we call it like technology or specially oriented pavilion. This is really focused on technology and all the concepts. I have already touched some of the solutions that you can see, but there are many more. You can see energy, robotics, 3D printing, smart cities, glass industry there. So I would like to invite you there. You'll find it at the sustainability zone right at the entrance. Last but not least, what I wanted to mention from this slide is we have a very unique technology, and this product called Saver is presented at our Czech pavilion, and you can see it. Personally there. We can make over 900 liters. The machine can make over 900 liters per day, depending on the weather, and it was also tested in the desert. So of course the amount there is not as high as for example in Dubai, but you can see that it's a really, for us it's a really miracle. Also we have some 3D technologies there, such as the Prusa 3D printing wall, and many more. Finally, if you are interested in any of these technologies, any of these sectors that I already highlighted, or many more, I would like to invite you to the Czech GCC Investment Forum that will be held in May 30 in Prague in 2022. This event is even more important because the Czech Republic will be capital of the Europe next year due to our presidency that we'll be hosting, and cooperation with Gulf countries is one of the top priorities for the presidency for us. We are launching this investment forum as a new flagship initiative focusing on investment opportunities among Czech and GCC partners, and will be connecting the wide range of stakeholders, including high-level representatives, and there will be also involvement of the highest level government representatives in the Czech Republic. You are well welcome to come in May. Our Czech embassy will be responsible for hosting or organizing this event together with our ministry. So if you need any more information, please don't hesitate to contact my colleague from the Czech embassy. We'll be also sending official invitations in a while. Very important information is also that there'll be a program for your families in Prague in connection with this investment forum. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention. I'll be happy to share some more information about the Czech Republic or our economy or regarding the investment in Czech Republic after the presentation. Thank you very much, and see you in the afternoon.
So thank you very much, Mr. Pisco. I'm happy actually because I'm seeing you later on in the debate, and I think everyone here present today is wondering if you have any facilities for foreign investors, or if you are trying to offer, if you have that legal framework, if you are thinking about it as a country. So I think I will question you about that during the debate a little bit later on. Next off, allow me to introduce and to welcome to the stage Mr. Nawar Abdul Wahed from Eurasia. Thank you.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for the invitation. I would like to thank IUBCCI for this opportunity to speak here and give a little bit information who we are. Eurasia Gulf is an organization with the offices in United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Moscow, and we are opening now office in Baku and most probably by fall of this year in Kuwait as well. We are doing government and business connection and mainly business delegation between East European and Central Asian markets and Gulf states. Specifically here with UAE, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Bahrain, Kuwait, and Qatar. Organizing different events in UAE, like we had a couple of months event with our friends from Kazakhstan. Next week we will have another event with friends from Belarus, where we are putting the what this country can offer for the investors, and we are speaking about the business opportunity between specific country and people in UAE. Please, I don't want to make it too much long for you. You can check more about us in our website. You can feel free to reach me or reach my colleague Anna here. Our team consists of 27 people currently, and most of us, we are from East European and Central Asian countries, and we are working very hardly to create the beautiful picture of our countries. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So thank you for your intervention. And next off, I would like to welcome Mihai Lala from Adenin OK Medical to the stage. Mr. Lala, you have the floor. He has one of the biggest corporations in Romania testing and medical services. I think we need to close again.
What is about to learn in the next 10 minutes might look either too good to be true or a sustainable way to drag the future into the present faster. Good afternoon. I am Mihai Lala, a Romanian entrepreneur and project manager for many projects I'm involved in, from R&D to medicine. Owning and managing the leading Romanian company in COVID testing in Romania, I was involved in the almost 2 years soon in many research projects regarding genetics, working and cooperating with worldwide top scientists. That was the inception of Adenine. So, Adenine is a high goal. It's a statement about a high goal. It's something which might look a thought of a madman. However, we all know and we all maybe thought about youthness without aging and life without death, which might seem like an utopic dream. We've learned or reached or read about it during our lifetime. Also, most of us, especially the ones who are over 40 years old as I am, we are starting to be concerned about getting old and trying to find ways to fight aging. If we consider the fact that aging is not a given natural fact, but being a disease, we might look for a solution to cure that disease. Of course, such statement and such high goal needs many steps to be achieved. As Elon Musk stated 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago, to reach Mars and barely succeeded. Few steps until now. As Christopher Columbus had a crazy dream and finally succeeded to discover America. Also, this utopic dream needs different milestones in order to be reached. I don't know, maybe we could reach it, but for sure, even if not, we might be part of an entire dream road to have it for, if not for us, for our kids. The most important thing is to find not only a theoretical way to do things. It's important also to have and to find sustainable and efficient way to reach the goals you draw for yourself or for the others. Therefore, Adenine was built on a structure which has two engines. One engine P, as I called it, and one engine R. What does it mean? In theory, if we have enough data about DNA, and if we have enough computing power, we may learn through learning machine, AI, and other technologies, we may learn and understand how we work. What is our real essence and how can we understand it and play with it. Therefore, to succeed to we need a worldwide effort in order to map the entire world, not only a region. Due to the fact that politics is one of the economical enemies and social enemies, as we may also, as we all of us can see nowadays through these coronavirus restrictions, we need to design and build a sustainable, independent, economical ecosystem in order to be able to get those genetic data. Therefore, we imagined this project based on two zones. One, to be able to get together the data, and the other one to process it. Actually, the Engine P is a platform which is able to offer the following things: to sell the option to have a whole genome extraction for each and everyone on the planet who want to have it. Second, to securely store it, which is extremely important because I don't know if you know, but it's a nice information. Our genome means 1 tera of information, which is a huge amount of data which needs to be, first of all, stored and then to be processed. Second, we might offer the public the option to have, together with whole genome sequences, to generate disease prediction reports based on what the science knows today. Another type of reports which the end user might be interested in or not. One of the main attributes of the platform is the fact that based on this whole genome extraction, we are able to design, produce, and build specific products, like skincare products, like drinks, like OTCs, and other type of products which might be built especially for a specific person. From that angle, we find that option extremely interesting. First of all, from the economical point of view, as an independent business. Let's forget about the other engine, the engine R. Let's forget about our dreams and hopes and life without this and so on and so forth. Let's think about a simple business. We want to deliver, and we state that we are able to deliver custom-made products for each and every people on the planet based on their genome. Dot. More of that, there are some entities around the world who are already doing that in small pieces. What is missing now is the connection of the dots. And that project and that part of the project is able to connect them and to deliver them to the public into an efficient, business-wise way. On the other hand, as I mentioned before, those are the, sorry, it's a problem with the, okay. On the other hand, as I stated before, we are talking about the engine R, which is a medium-term or long-term goal. Once we are able to sell enough products in order to collect enough whole genomes from the worldwide customers, we would be able to start to process that data, and we would be able to analyze it, and why not, to find solutions. In terms of those type of products, that is the global market size. We are talking about over 8 trillion of products dedicated to wellness. There are some figures here which are part of those 8.5 billion market size related to 2020. One of the main attributes of the platform is the fact that having such a product, the customers are recurrent. Because once you access the Adenine's platform, you have to extract, you need to have the whole genome extraction, store it, and later on use it. Most of the customers would wish to keep and to store the information through us. Therefore, by ordering a specific product, if they see, and most probably they see the results, they want to have another product. Of course, that is the logical way to access the same provider and not to start again the whole process or to try to find another provider and to try to risk yourself otherwise to try products which are not quite good for yourself. So recurrence in terms of business customers are extremely important for that type of business, and it's something which comes by nature, which comes naturally in this business model. To have a general view about how the P platform works, here is a draft high-level figure which explains or which draws the entire chain of processes from the user point of view. If you can, however, you may find the presentation also by web, so I will provide you with the link, the necessary link, in order to have all the details, as I'm now having just a brief presentation, introduction of the project. In reality, we are talking about an extremely complicated product. I'm now just trying to make it softly for yourself. In terms of onboarding, as I told you, I was talking from the very first beginning about a platform. I was not talking about we are doing this, we are doing that, we are doing this, no, we are building a platform. We are not going to produce any product because there are already a lot of producers all around the world. Big names from, I don't know, Bulgari to Chanel or whatever. What they don't have the receipt. They don't have the solution to draft a specific product which carries your name or my name, and also which carries my genetic information. So the onboarding process is divided in different stages. One of them is onboarding the service and products providers or manufacturer. Second is onboarding the customers, of course. Third is onboarding the AI and machine learning providers in order to learn things from the data we raise from the public. That is an important thing I want to highlight here, because slowly by slowly we are starting to discuss about the second part of the project, the second pilot of the project, the engine R, which has three main attributes, which are, let's say, holy for the project: decentralization, democratization, and ownership. What does it mean? I will let you know. A company, I don't want to provide names, but you can easily find it on the internet, which offers the public the service to understand where we are coming from and what roots we have, which sold for a few years now a service which is able against $50 to $150 the option to have a high-level genetic extraction, to have this analysis. Sold the access, only the access to its database for 48 hours against $180 million. And this is just one of the information which have been leaked. And it doesn't reflect the reality, the whole table, the whole picture. By doing so, they are doing actually an illegal thing, using a personal data information, and especially the genetic data, for their own gain. We don't need to sign terms and conditions with our customers in order to be believed. We don't need to ask our customers to trust us because we are, I don't know, from UAE or from Romania or from USA or whatever, from where we are and who we are. We need to design a secure process in order to offer the guarantee to the people who are offering their genetic information, which is based on these three attributes and have behind a blockchain solution of security or for offering the necessary security for the entire storing processing, and also not for the storing the data, and also to process the data. Of course, not all the people who are onboarding that services, that platform, for getting those services might wish to be part of such research. Therefore, we imagined a system, a way, a mechanism to offer only to those who want to be part of this process the option to offer their genetic information for scientific use. Of course, I don't trust in donation. Extremely low number of people from in the global scale are able and reach that level to understand what a donation means. And you cannot build such a project based on a low number. So you need to offer something against the information, the genetic information you might get from the public. And what we are offering is the following thing. The one who is actually placing its genetic information into the pool of research will be able to benefit for free for any scientific breakthrough from that moment and so on for itself. Therefore, as you may see, there are different levels. Let's imagine that at the first stage someone is extracting its DNA and agreeing to be part of the scientific pool in the first, let's say, 5,000 genomes. Everything which will be reached based on that pool will be a free benefit for the people who contributed with their genetic information. The second layer, I know, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 genetic pool, will be in a moment when we would already reach some goals and find out some solutions. For the people who haven't onboarded until that moment, they have to pay for our research. And for the ones who are willing to onboard the pool at that moment, they will benefit for free from that moment in the future. From my point of view, it's a fair approach and offer each and everyone the possibility to have access either for them or for their family to future medicine and scientific breakthroughs. In order to have it done, there are many pieces we might assemble. One of them, and the main one, is the seed genomic sender, which we already have started to build in Romania. Why in Romania? Because, as I told you from the beginning, we are the market leader. I am owning the leading company in COVID testing in Romania, and I can say that I understand and learn and know everything about COVID, at least in that area, East Europe. Having already labs in genetics, which we are using for this process, the easiest way for us is to build the lab over there, and we have started a lab which in a first stage has a budget of about 7 million euros. And as I said, we already started to invest in that process. There are many details I would not want to enter now because they are more technical, and for the ones who are interested in the project and who seems that it's interesting what I said and it's not a crazy idea, might enter adenineproject.com. I will ask Christina to provide all of you the proper link in order to see all the details and to see the full presentation of the project. Okay, I'm gonna stop here a little bit about the marketing strategy for Big Pharma because I would like to highlight some benefits of the project. As I said before, and I want to highlight it again, even if I might be boring about that. We are talking about two engines, engine P and engine R. About engine P, I was talking before, and I was explaining what is the economical mechanism behind. In terms of engine R is not something which we are doing for free or for humanity. Of course, we are doing for humanity as well, but we need sustainability. So engine R should be an independent profit center. Once we have enough data and once we start to have results, engine R it's a self-profit center based on the following things. First of all, for Big Pharma. As I said before, Big Pharma is able to pay endless money in order to have access to those information. On top of that, just to have one example, in order to launch a product, to launch a drug on the market, the average budget is 1 billion. Having such data of genetic information, that budget might be reduced to 100 million in terms of clinical studies and so on and so forth. Of course, we are not the first who understood that. There is an entire race worldwide. In Abu Dhabi, there are some centers which are taking care of that, and also in South Korea, in USA, in Germany. Actually, it's a race which has just started about 1 year ago, and I don't think we are talking about a winner. We might discuss about winners, who is able to raise enough information, enough data from the market, and who is able to have a large plate of information, not to stream on the single spot or on a single area, might succeed. That's one interesting thing about the project, that we are able to raise the genetic information from around the world, not only from a specific data. As an example, if I don't know, Abu Dhabi or Dubai government or whatever government, Germany government wants to map the genetic, they will map their own genetics. So we are talking about the Germans or Emirates and so on and so forth. So this is a database, a solution, a tool to raise information for a global information. These are some rough estimations based on the marketing studies we have done regarding engine P and engine R. As you might see, engine R is not a profit center in the first 2 years, probably. From the second part of the second year, we'll be able to be a profit center. But however, the engine P is able, with the proper approach, to reach a break-even within 1 year as an independent center, profit center. This is a rough estimation of the budget without having the details. We are talking about, let's say, 32 million euros for reaching the first milestone in terms of launching the PIT platform, and in order to to have the basis of the R engine. It's it's a madness to state that you are able or someone is able to draft a budget for 5 years for such project. We might discuss about billions. But in order to reach the first goals we need, and in order to reach the break-even, most probably that is the rough budget we need to invest in this project. As I said before, we already started to invest in this project. I already started myself. I'm sorry, investor. I'm the only madman who is spending money for this project. And that's it. Me and Professor Laurent Savu, which is co-founder and also is the leading scientist of the project and which is present here, we might be at your disposal if you have any questions or you need any details regarding the project. We are at your disposal during the breaks. So thank you very much. I hope I wasn't boring. And I invite you to visit adelineproject.com. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Mr. Lala. You gave us a whole new perspective on life, if I may say so. Next off, I would like to welcome on the stage, and I would like you to help me with that, Mr. Ilyas Madimov from Kazakh Invest. Thank you very much, sir. You have the floor.
Your Excellencies, dear participants, good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, exactly. I have a big presentation, but I'll try to be very fast. This is actually Almaty city, where I'm born. Yeah, beautiful city, a nice weather there. So I would like to take this opportunity and represent for you some investment partnership opportunities, because I'm the head of representative office of Kazakh Invest in UAE. We are based here in Abu Dhabi. Yeah. Just briefly, some important country facts. Our population is not so high, it's only 18.3 million. But in terms of the land, we are the 9th largest country in the world. And we have 2.7 million square kilometers. GDP is 6.3. The international trade turnover is 97 billion. We are taking 25th place by investment climate. Why Kazakhstan? Economically, we have all the underground wells, especially like silver, lead, chromite, copper, and gold reserves. And we have favorable tax regimes. Actually, Kazakhstan is a landlocked country, but this is also opportunity for Kazakhstan because we are in the center of that market, and the market is very huge, and 200 million population, and also we are between China and Europe, and most of the goods and cargo is going through us. So within 18 to 20 days from China, the goods can achieve the Europe countries. Okay. We consider it as one of the countries with the cheap energy. In total, 19 gigawatts we have by today, and we planning to achieve up to 35 gigawatts in the nearest future. And in this regards, we are closely working with Abu Dhabi state companies. Just recently, it was implemented a new government support measures for foreign investors. It's starting, we divided for like 4 packages, starting from 15 million US and ending by more than 100 million US. And the most important thing that there is a lot of tax exemptions, as you see. And moreover, when it's upper than 50 million US, the state of Kazakhstan, the government is ready to sign off-take contracts for the project. We have 13 special economic zones, 24 industrial zones. As you see, the corporate income tax, land taxes, VAT, property taxes are 0 and long plan. We're providing also the lands for different projects, and thanks God we have a big amount of land. Coming to the finance opportunities, we have the World Bank, Eurobank, Astana International Financial Center. We have Samruk Khazina, Invest, Wealth Fund, Development Bank of Kazakhstan, Citibank, and others. I will stop afterwards on some of them. Yeah, we think that one of the promising platforms for the investors is Astana International Financial Center. It's a mirror image of DIFC. The governing law is English law based there. So we also have the English court with the English judge. So there is, whenever there is some disputes or some conflicts or misunderstandings between the partners, the local or investors, we have this independent court on the territory of AFC that will judge on like international basis. So we also worked on the investor rights protection. We have a Foreign Investor Council chaired by the President of the Republic of Kazakhstan. It's under his control. We have Coordination Council, which is chaired by our Prime Minister. Also the Council of Improvement of Investment Climate. And as I said before, that we have the common law court system, and in Astana International Financial, we have International Arbitration Center. So why Kazakh Invest? Kazakh Invest is one stop shop for all investors. We're providing full support for investors. We have we are packaging all the projects and packaged by big 4 companies like Deloitte in different spheres and areas of our economy. We are unified negotiator on behalf of the government, and we have like trusted experts with local knowledge and industry expertise. And the most important is a network of representatives. Now we are in 9 countries. One of them is China, United States, Germany, Netherlands, Turkey, UAE, Japan, and Singapore. And Qatar, by the way, we just opened up in Qatar also. Okay, so how do we work? there is two companies like Kazakh Invest and Business Connect, which is based in IFC. We are working with the ministries, quasi-state entities, development institutions, embassies, Islamic financial institutions, business associations. So we work with them, and we providing with the bankable projects. We provide all type of investment funds, providing connection with the development institutions, land, infrastructure, and off-take contracts. As I told before, that we have already packaged more than 100 investment proposals in different spheres, like agribusiness, mining, chemical, transportation, tourism, and others. So, in generally, we believe that Kazakhstan can generate the profit, and we are suggesting to invest in three main areas. One of them is all our underground wells, like oil and gas sector and minings. The second one is agriculture, because Kazakhstan has a huge potential to feed the countries and export potential. During Soviet Union time, we've been feeding whole Soviet Union army with the beef and lamb, you know, the meat industry. The third one is logistics, because we are in the middle of Central Asia, and the roads go through us. There is a huge potential to develop infrastructure in logistics. So I'll try to go very fast on agribusinesses. That, as you see, that we have 210 million hectares of agricultural lands, including 100 million hectares of allocated for pastures. So actually, we can say that we sometimes give an example. We are combining potentials of two countries like Australia and Malaysia, where Malaysia can produce the cheap resources of protein, and Australia is providing a huge land of grazing lands, where there is a natural feed for animals. We are very close to China and Russia, so we are close to these markets, and there is a huge demand. Whatever Kazakhstan can produce in its full capacity, China will consume it with no problem, and even more, it might be not enough. So also we have as I said, the Russian market, and we are concentrated for Middle East and Southeast Asia. There is some governmental supports we're providing, because government, this is our priority and strategical sphere of the economy to support the agribusiness. So there is a huge subsidies, like for the cattle, as you see, is from 520 to 930 USD per head. We subsidize. For the sheep, it's 350 US. We subsidizing for the water, fuel, and all other resources. Yeah. And the local funds like Kazakh Finance, and they are ready to finance up to 65% of investments for any agriculture projects and for joint ventures. As you know, we are very strong in wheat. 26,000 tons. We have the volume inulin imports to Russia, and 3.9 volume wheat gluten imports to Russia also. As you see that average gross output of grain is shown in and divided by the regions. Yeah, also the oilseed plants, we have huge potential: sunflowers, rapeseed, safflower, flax. We are rich for fruits and vegetables. This is actually some projects that we have, proposals starting from 5 to 32 million US average range in different spheres. Also, there is an opportunity to do some use Islamic banking and Islamic finance instruments, especially in agro business, that will help to go for like salam sukuks and mudaraba business. All this gives us additional opportunity because we have the law for the Islamic banking and Islamic finance. Coming to tourism, there is a huge potential. As we said that the area is huge and the population is 18.3 million. When we have the Silkway Road, and in any stop we can have tourism infrastructure developments. Yeah, Almaty is actually is a homeland of the apples and tulips. So there is main cities where we're planning to. We believe that we have potential for the creating infrastructure for the tourism. We have eco, ethno, and entertainment events. And also, I would like to invite you. On 25th, we'll have additional presentation from our Kazakh tourism company. It's a national company that promoting tourism in Kazakhstan. It will be in our pavilion, Dubai Expo 2020, in Kazakhstan pavilion. So, if you're interested, please join. Okay, so there is also minings. As you know, we have almost all the table of Mendeley. So there is a very wide range possibilities to invest and to develop that industry. That's the just a map. In case if you will need this presentation, you can ask from Madame Christina, and she can share with you. Yes, that's the main, like magnesium, silver, lead, zinc, titanium, tin, iron, even rhodium now. We realize that we have some high reserves of rhodium, which is also one of the promising areas, especially for space and military, that used in the military as a metals. Yes, of course, the petrochemical industry is very huge, and mostly generating the biggest profits in Kazakhstan for today. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Madimov. We welcome your presentation as it was very educative. Furthermore, I would like to invite everyone for the lunch break. Okay. Before that, we would also like to remind you that after our lunch break, we will like to welcome you back here to this hall because we have another couple of presentations from other investors and possible business ventures. First of all, second of all, in this very hallway, we shall have a debate concerning with some of the participants that are present here today to further discuss economic possibilities as well as economic development, considering the climate change and considering the economic changes that have and are undergoing in the world today. Furthermore, during the lunch break, I will bugger you with small interviews and questions with your permission, of course, I would like to ask a few questions for each and every domain that you have. The organizers will afterwards, if you wish, send you the tape for this event so you can have a small reminder of our event here today. Of course, the participation to these interviews is not mandatory. It is just something that we thought you would like to have after the end of the conference. So, without further ado, if we have no further interventions for the first panel here today, and I think we should keep some of the interesting topics of discussion for the panel after our lunch break. I would like to invite you all to go to the next room where we served our coffee this morning. It is located just on my right, so on your left. Thank you very much. Hello, Roxana, nice to meet you. călătoria până acum?
Da, e bine acum? Da? E bine atunci.
Bun,
Ok.
perfect. Bună ziua, domnule Simion, bine ați venit în...
Ok.
Bună ziua, domnule Simion.
Bună ziua.
Bine ați venit în Dubai, Emiratele Arabe Unite. Cum vă simțiți la congresul nostru de astăzi?
Adevărul că am fost și la primul și la al doilea congres.
Ne bucurăm să auzim, ne bucurăm foarte mult.
De la început alături de domnul președinte Nasti Brădoiu. Am colaborat foarte bine împreună. Am urmărit pe etape construcția camerelor bilaterale de comerț. Pot să spun că am fost așa, din umbră, un sfătuitor, un sprijin.
Ne bucurăm și vă mulțumim.
Căutăm colaborare chiar și la nivel parlamentar. În sensul în care avem grupurile de prietenie constituite la nivelul Parlamentului României. Intenția noastră este de a reuși, discutând cu domnul președinte Nasti, de a face un protocol de colaborare între aceste grupuri și camerele bilaterale, pentru că iată că partea de comercială trebuie undeva adusă și lângă zona de diplomație și zona de, statusul politic pe care îl reprezintă aceste grupuri de prietenie bilaterale pe care le avem la nivelul Parlamentului României.
Cu siguranță, domnule Simion. Am o întrebare. România, ca stat, ar putea face ceva pentru a crește cooperarea internațională pe care o avem în afară de aceste grupuri de prietenie? Ce am putea face noi ca țară pentru a atrage investitori? Pentru că numai ce am văzut prezentări ale unor state care fac eforturi absolut extraordinare de la a scădea taxele și impozitele percepute de la investitorii străini, la a facilita intrarea pe piață, la a implementa o legislație complet separată pentru investitorii străini. Sunt de acord că în acest moment în România nu putem avea același lucru, dar putem face poate niște mici pași. Ce părere aveți?
Wow, foarte mult am putea face, însă din păcate ne mișcăm foarte greu. Și asta am sesizat-o în ultimii 4-5 ani cât am activat ca și parlamentar în diferite grupuri, în Comitetul UNESCO, în grupurile de prietenie cu Vietnamul și ieșind în aceste țări, am văzut că partea externă a noastră este destul de slab reprezentată. Avem reprezentanțe economice care, pe de o parte, în unele zone au fost desfințate, pe de altă parte, cei care ne reprezintă acolo nu se ridică la nivelul de așteptări pe care le avem noi în țară. E o colaborare destul de slabă între mediul de afaceri românesc și cei care ar trebui să reprezinte și să fie feedback-ul nostru pe relațiile economice afară. Aici, într-adevăr, România trebuie să gândească la o revoluție în sensul ăsta, pentru că, iată, vedem țări care vin și își prezintă prin agenții de investiții. Hai să ne ducem aminte, parcă o vreme am avut și noi o agenție națională de investiții, s-a ocupat și a încercat să promoveze și să aducă investitori în România. Acum agenția aceasta este undeva pe la vreun minister, dacă nu mă înșel, pe la Ministerul Economiei, sub forma unor departamente, foarte, foarte slab suntem reprezentați în zona asta. Într-adevăr, România ar trebui să gândească că să se implice mult mai activ în această zonă.
Vă mulțumesc foarte mult. Sperăm să furăm și noi astăzi idei de la competitorii noștri de pe piața internațională.
Siguranță.
Vă mulțumim foarte mult. So, hello, Mrs. Dad. Welcome to our conference. How do you find the work so far?
This is amazing work, honestly saying, and Ms. Christina has done a great job here. The presentation for all the investors was great, and I'm really glad that I'm joining the conference as well.
We are very happy to have you here. Can you speak a little bit more about your work here, please?
Yes, sure. We are a consultation company here in UAE, and we do everything related to government sectors, like we do document clearance for and PRO services for all the big companies here. A lot of investors is coming from all around the world, and we start with them slowly, step by step, from A to Z. Opening their business, start up their business here, opening their career, and we also help them to be an investor here in the country. We help them to grow. We help them also in the digital marketing, how they can start to announce about their services here in UAE, in social media, and we help them also to find a place where they can stay and feel comfortable, like a real estate or a place like a shop, restaurant, or whatever they feel comfortable to start their business from.
Wow, this is amazing. You are basically accompanying them step by step all the way through actually initiating and having their own business here.
Exactly.
That is amazing. I know you can't name names, but can you tell us in what industries you have helped investors so far?
So we actually helped a lot of investors here. We starting from restaurants, hotels, and starting from laboratories. Especially during Corona, we had a lot of people who needed laboratory that is really fast done. So for people to check, a lot of industry, like it's a variety. Everyone has an idea in this life, and we try to complete his idea by doing it like for reality.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your interview. Thank you for the participation. Enjoy the conference works in the afternoon. Thank you. Bună ziua, domnule președinte!
Salut mâinile!
Ne bucurăm că vă avem alături de noi și ne bucurăm că v-am prins în acest moment de pauză.
Plăcere de partea mea.
Vrem să ne spuneți un pic cum vi se pare până în acest moment conferința.
E un succes și era ceea ce am avut ca expectație de la început. Cu siguranță că va urma în program și ceva mai deosebit, având debate-ul și toate celelalte lucruri pe care noi le-am pregătit. Cu siguranță că cei prezenți aici vor avea ce vedea și ce auzi în următoarele câteva ore pe care le mai avem de petrecut împreună la această conferință.
Cu siguranță. Aș putea totuși să vă întreb, legat de IUBCCI, la nivel mondial, ați vrea să ne dați un pic de detalii, dacă puteți, în ceea ce privește viitoarea extindere a acestei organizații, care deja este imensă, este prezentă în 47 de țări, avem peste 19 parteneriate internaționale, deci...
Desigur, am adus anul acesta Worldwide Headquarter-ul în Europa, l-am fixat în România, de ce nu, și din mândrie patriotică, să-i zicem așa puțin, dar nu falsă, ci reală, pentru că în momentele acestea vedem că România are foarte mulți prieteni la nivel internațional și, de ce nu, Europa, noi suntem o țară europeană, Europa trebuie promovată prin toate organizațiile, atât guvernamentale, dar cât și neguvernamentale. IUBCCI fiind o organizație non-guvernamentală care se ocupă cu diplomația economică din perspectiva actorilor non-guvernamentali, să spunem. Am considerat că aici este locul ei și acum vom deschide câte un IUBCCI în fiecare țară. De aceea ne aflăm și aici la Dubai astăzi, unde am considerat că este foarte bine și prolific pentru zilele noastre să deschidem o reprezentanță aici. De aceea avem IUBCCI UAE astăzi, prin chairmanul nou și proaspăt instalat, Cristina Ciobanu, care este și organizatorul de facto aici al acestui eveniment. Desigur, sub umbrela și alături de IUBCCI Worldwide Headquarter, care s-a implicat foarte tare și vedeți acest rezultat minunat. Deci suntem încrezători că vom deschide în curând avem alte 5 țări în care vom deschide IUBCCI și cred că la anul vom scala acest proiect pentru minim 15 țări. Astfel că la sfârșitul anului 2022 expectăm să avem 20 de IUBCCI-uri în toată lumea, ceea ce este desigur un moment important de celebrat și vom celebra și în 2022, iar ca această conferință să se repete și acest, de fapt, congres pe care noi îl avem, High-End Congress of Economic Diplomacy of IUBCCI, o să-l facem de acum încolo anual și nu odată la 3 ani, cum l-am avut începând cu 2015, când a fost primul congres în România la Palatul Parlamentului, 2018, an centenar pentru țara noastră și a fost foarte bine, și acum 2021, iată-ne la Dubai.
Este perfect, vă mulțumim foarte mult.
Și eu vă mulțumesc, numai bine, succes!
Vă mulțumim foarte mult! Hello, welcome to our conference. How do you feel so far? What do you think about the conference so far?
To be frank with you, I would like to congratulate you for this great start in UAE, and it's a great to start during Expo. And this organization, I believe, you choose the right place to start to expand to all other GCC countries. It's to start from UAE, and I'm very impressed by the quality of the speakers, the quality of the guests here. Congratulations, really. It's great.
Thank you very much. We would like to ask you for a little testimonial. What can you tell us about your company?
Eurasia Gulf, actually an organization which is mainly working to connect business between and government between GCC countries, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain and Oman, and the East European and Central Asian countries, including Russia, CIS countries and Baltic states. We consist of 27 people currently. Majority of our people, they are working from ex-Soviet Union country, and they are working mainly to promote their countries, to give the right picture for it. And recently we have hired a very powerful person, very interesting person in GCC market. Is going to help us to open additional offices in Oman and Bahrain. Which will help us to be not only connecting UAE with the East European and Central Asian markets, but with the entire GCC. Another thing, we organize different kind of forums with the different countries from that area, where we are putting the spotlight onto the investment opportunity there, and we are speaking about the relation between the country here and their country. This forum is usually organized in collaboration with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and embassies and consulate of the specific country. In addition to that, business delegation, we are sending from here business delegation to our countries we are covering to discover how they can work, to meet the partner there, and receiving business delegation from there. And now during Expo, we have a lot of such delegations here, and this is simply about us.
It is perfect. Thank you so much. Maybe in the future we may think about a collaboration between the two institutions.
Definitely. We are more than open for that, because we believe together we are stronger.
Yes, you are truly right. This is our motto as well. Thank you very much,
Thank
sir.
you.
Enjoy the rest of our wax.
Thanks, and have a good day.
Hello, Your Excellency. Thank you for being here with us. So, as I wanted to ask you, what are the economic plans of the United Arab Emirates from the perspective of the royal family?
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. Welcome everybody here and over there. My pleasure to be here. It's such a nice Congress. I would like to say thank you all the people who make this conference done today. It's my honor be here. Yes, from the perspective of our office, yes, our office and our country, because we're living here, yes, important develop the business. It's important help the people what coming, looking for opportunity, our such of nice country, and we need to understanding about how we fund ourselves inside. Our office is open from all the business. We have a lot of experience living this country between 220 to 250 nationality. This is important, like we have the experience, we have the possibility, and we want do this thing, support people outside, support people inside. We now put in our country such a nice thing, what bring close to Africa, what be close to India, what bring another country almost around the world, what we have today done, and especially here we have country from Europe. That's why this is what we're doing, this is our perspective, this is what we wish, and this is how we want construction better future from the tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Thank you for hosting us here today. Also, thank you for the great plans you have for us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of our conference.
Thank you so much.
Hello, Mr. Patel. Welcome to our conference. How do you find the work so far? I know you are involved in IUBCCI, but can you tell us how you find this particular Congress meeting?
Well, this conference was quite exciting because I've spoken with Nasti Vlodoiu. He's a good friend of mine for at least 15 years. So I was also at the bicentenary event in Bucharest in 2018, I think it was. So it was fantastic, and just a few days ago he says, "Maru, you're in Dubai, I'm coming over." I said, "Don't worry, I will get the royal office, private office from Sheikh Faisal Al-Qasimi." So I organized that overnight. I'm a board member there as well.
Thank you very much.
That was fantastic, but this conference for me, I didn't know 3 days ago, but I think you've done a fantastic job. And obviously the location, the number of delegates over here, you've brought in some good ambassadors. So now it's time to get dirty and get some business going as well for the bilateral office.
Thank you very much. First of all. Second, let me say it also in Romanian, because I've heard you speak extremely well Romanian. So may I just add, vă mulțumim foarte mult pentru implicare și participare.
Cu plăcere, eu sunt mândru de România. Hai România!
Vă mulțumim foarte mult. I will continue the interview in English though, because I know you are very well connected in the IT industry.
Yes.
So what do you think about the future of the IT industry, given the situation, the economic situation that the world is in now? How do you think it will affect our lives in the future?
Well, yeah, I've been a visionary for over 3 decades, well before, mobile phones, when they started. I was with those companies, Siemens, Motorola's, then with the .com, when Sun Microsystems, I was there in the Valley doing that. I ran the public sector business in UK, and Silicon Valley, I was the big visionary there. Well before Google, everyone was created. So I've been a visionary for a long time. For me, what's happened with COVID, and I know I'm speaking later on about this subject, nowadays people have just accepted, due to COVID, that if you are not online, if your business is not online, forget it, you are not going to survive. In the 90s, we used to tell people, forget the bricks and mortars, people want convenience, they want fast transactions, they haven't got time to sit on traffic, they haven't got time to do anything. So you could be any business, any government. If you don't get your services online, you will not survive, including governments. I'll give you an example. Estonia and quite a lot of countries around the world have started doing e-governments, everything online. I know Romania, we are doing quite a lot of that as well.
Yeah, we're starting to do it.
Yeah, we are. I was there just a few months ago. And by the way, I have a CNP in Romania as well.
That's very nice to hear. We're happy to hear that. We're happy to count you among our citizens.
Absolutely. And I have land and property there as well. So technology, if people don't embrace it now, and have digital money now, which is where the world is going. A lot of my talks, I've spoken at, 30 or 40 talks just in the last 3 weeks in Dubai from world leaders, right? At various exhibitions, expos, things like that. And most of my message is, if you don't transition yourself into digital economy, you will not survive. Why? Because the citizens have had enough of all this constant printing money. The citizens have had enough whilst they're staying indoors during COVID times. So they want things convenient, fast, everything. So it could be banking service, it could be transport, supply chain, it could be anything. People want it fast on their fingertips. So the economy is moving where people want to work from home more or anywhere, rather than having to go into an office and do this. So what time is 5 o'clock?
That is true, because it is it is less time consuming and more convenient.
More productive.
Sometimes, yes. However, I wish to ask you something. Would there be any dangers that we must take into account?
Yeah, the obvious danger is that people get into the wrong implementation of robotics. So there's a lot of AI-based robotics programs that are happening, especially in the manufacturing or even the mundane jobs that people do. It could be anything from house cleaning to big production plants, which is all going through AI-based robotics, through to even call centers now doing AI-based robotics rather than traditional call centers. So the danger is unemployment. However, what people are doing and have to do is look at reskilling themselves to say, how do we input into some of these to make it even better? And what will happen is the 5-day week will crunch down, quality of life will improve, and people will earn money from other sources. What do I mean? If you're into the blockchain crypto space, a lot of people are having secondary incomes through various investment mechanisms rather than traditional banking industries. So the salaries won't go up significantly. People will have alternative income streams. And based on that, now you get a better quality of life. People have got used to this working from home, and a lot of people enjoy it and don't want to go back to an office environment. So people will start choosing what they want to do.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your input. We are happy to host you in the second part of our Congress. Thank you so much,
Thank
Mr. Vettel.
Most welcome.
Hello, Your Excellency. Thank you very much for being here with us at the High-End Congress of Economic Development organized by the IUBCCI. So I wanted to ask you, what kind of work do you do in the Royal Office?
Okay, thank you so much, number one. For us, you know, predominantly the first, I think, in terms of how our office is seen, is we provide a service. And this service is to, of course, attract business across the globe to the United Arab Emirates. But we go beyond that. Our Royal Office is actually one of the first offices that has such a diverse group of people that hail from across the globe. So, of course, this is the Middle East, but we try to bring that diversity so that people can feel comfortable. You know, our friends, you know, in many different countries, they can come and we can more or less tailor those solutions that they're looking for, you know, for them. That's one part. The second part is, of course, we have great interest in, again, creating those relations with other countries, be it that these countries are looking for, they're in need, you know, of assistance from the United Arab Emirates or the Middle East in general when it comes to development. And we focus on this because we know that, of course, in the world there's such things as, you know, export financing, there are Exim banks, but what we like to do is tailor each country, you know, to the specific things that we can offer, which is our global connection. And of course, sometimes it's not just about the funding, it's about actually really seeing on the ground what is the need of the people, not just the government. We look at that aspect as well. So for funding, whether it's going in there on a long-term relationship as a partner or actually giving the funds, this is really what we are known for, and most of the governments that we have actually encountered with, it's not like one-time deal, it's always reoccurring, they always come back, and this is really what we pride ourselves for.
Yes, but this is really amazing because you continue and you keep relations, bilateral relations going.
Yes.
Can I ask you what the future of your main focus will be from an economic perspective? As for your foundation?
Yeah, so for the foundation, again, philanthropy is really a key focus for the whole of the United Arab Emirates. But for us, you know, without sounding, of course, pompous in any way, I know that there are many big organizations across the globe that are doing a lot of amazing things. But sometimes we tend to see that there are, you know, the key countries or people that are overlooked. Myself, you know, aside from all the companies that I have founded, or I'm a CEO of the Royal Office, of course, for me, I always like to see the rural, you know, more or less the unknowns of the world. And I put the focus on them just because, you know, there's nothing too hard in this world to do, and if we just concentrate and put all of our efforts in just, you know, certain countries which we feel like, you know, there's less risk, or, you know, it goes with our, let's just say, politically, you know, sometimes it's politically motivated, but what we want to do is we want to kind of set aside from all of that politician kind of a world, and just look at it from one human to another. From our Royal Office, we have set up many foundations. These foundations are actually, we are the driving force. So it might be that we are, of course, through our companies, we fund them. We don't really publicize this because it's more or less we are doing our part. Again, countries which are high risk, we tend to help more. Countries that, let's just say that they don't have you know, much help from their own governments, we also like to help those governments in, you know, achieving their key, whether it's food security, whether it's in the medical sector, and of course we just went through a pandemic, and for us it's really important that, you know, this is just something that brings everybody together to help one another, because I think after what we faced, we know that, you know, life is very short and precious, and this is really our focus and our aim.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For your
Thank you so
presence
much.
here today and for the contribution you bring to the world.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
you.
Bună ziua, domnule Bogdanene, bine ați venit la evenimentul nostru. Cum vi se par lucrările conferinței până la acest moment?
Mă bucur să iau parte la acest eveniment, la acest congres, unde am văzut că au luat parte oameni din sfera diplomatică, din sfera de business și îmi doresc ca în urma acestui congres să reușim să legăm niște idei comune și să creăm niște proiecte pentru viitor care să dezvolte statele, firmele, în așa fel încât să devină o colaborare pe termen lung și benefică, dar în primul rând aș vrea să zic că ar trebui să fie o colaborare benefică pentru noi ca și oameni și să fie o dezvoltare sustenabilă a planetei.
Este de dorit și este exact ceea ce încercăm să facem noi astăzi aici. Vă mulțumim foarte mult pentru momentele acordate.
Mulțumesc.
Și vă urăm succes în continuare la lucrările conferinței.
Mulțumesc.
Mulțumim. Bună ziua, Excelență! Vă mulțumim că vă aflați astăzi alături de noi. Vreau să vă întreb, cum vi se par lucrările conferinței IUBCCI până în acest moment?
Bună ziua! Mersi pentru invitație. Până la moment mi-a plăcut foarte mult. Eu vă felicit cu lansarea în Emiratele Arabe Unite. Consider că este o piață extraordinară și o țară extraordinară pentru a lansa astfel de inițiative. Este o țară deschisă pentru toate naționalitățile și aici oferă mari posibilități de dezvoltare a afacerilor. Și ceea ce faceți voi este un catalizator a dezvoltării afacerilor. Și eu vă doresc succes în ceea ce faceți și să aveți numai rezultate pozitive aici în Emiratele Arabe Unite. Noi, ca Republica Moldova, aici suntem prezenți fizic, spunem, de 3 ani. Am deschis ambasada în 2018, dar în acești 3 ani am reușit deja să obținem multe rezultate palpabile, în special pe domeniul diplomației economice. Ceea ce facem noi este să promovăm țara noastră ca o destinație sigură de investiții și profitabilă, dar și să atragem cumpărătorii din Emiratele Arabe Unite pentru produsele noastre de înaltă calitate. Eu sper că cu ajutorul dumneavoastră sau în parteneriat cu organizația dumneavoastră, noi vom reuși să exportăm mai mult din Republica Moldova și să atragem mai multe investiții în Republica Moldova.
Ne bucurăm sincer că ne considerați ca și partenerii dumneavoastră. Facem toate eforturile pentru a vă susține pe dumneavoastră și companiile private din Republica Moldova. Ce aș vrea să vă întreb, dacă îmi puteți spune, dacă există anumite domenii în care dumneavoastră doriți să atrageți investiții sau domenii pe care vă focusați pentru exportul în Emiratele Arabe Unite?
Da, noi ne focusăm pentru a atrage investiții în 2 mari domenii, să le numim așa. Deci agricultură este ceea ce noi facem, avem pământuri fertile, foarte rezultative și produsele calitative. Deci în agricultură noi suntem deschiși pentru a atrage investiții pentru a prezenta lumii ceea ce avem. Și aici este legătură și cu exportul, da? Produsele agrare ale noastre de cea mai înaltă calitate să le promovăm în export spre Emiratele Arabe Unite și regiune, utilizând Emiratele Arabe Unite ca o poartă spre GCC, țările din GCC. A doua componentă a investițiilor este producerea, manufactura ca atare. Ceea ce noi putem oferi în comparație cu multe țări din regiune, noi putem oferi acces la produsele made in Moldova către piețele din Uniunea Europeană, Comunitatea Statelor Independente, Turcia, toate țările cu care noi avem acorduri de liber schimb. Fapt ce facilitează exportul, simplifică procedurile de export și produsul made in Moldova devine mai competitiv pe aceste piețe.
Vă felicităm și vă mulțumim pentru timpul acordat. Excelența dumneavoastră, domnul ambasador al Republicii Moldova. Vă mulțumim.
Mulțumesc.